Aloha and welcome to our look at a master class in adaptation. Read the book, watch the movie, and learn how it's done. Cameron Crowe did it in his 20s, but went on to do only a few other projects, largely keeping Hollywood at a distance. The rest of this video has 5 sections. We'll begin with the changes in people and locations. From there, why the movie was a success. We'll also look at the controversy and finally, my own times at Claremont High over the years, where I was never a teacher nor a student. First, we'll look at how the people change. Damone, played by Robert Romanus, is a composite of 2 people in the book. The other one is Eddie Mann, who is a scalper. Eddie is the closest thing there is to an author avatar. He stays home from school and celebrates Ritchie Blackmore's birthday by listening to his music, starting with his earliest recordings with Screaming Lord Sutch. Crowe knew Led Zeppelin and many other British musicians who cut their teeth in the blues scene in the early 1960s. He loved Ritchie Blackmore's Deep Purple. He would know about Screaming Lord Sutch, but even today, few Americans have ever heard of him. In the book, Damone worked with Rat at Marine World, a stand-in for San Diego's SeaWorld. He also orders pizza in Mr. Vargas' class, which went to Spicoli in Mr. Hand's class in the movie. In the book, Jeff Spicoli has a painful backstory. His mother left the family after seeing the movie An Unmarried Woman. His father remarried a woman with 7 kids, and Jeff made an effort to avoid even learning their names. In the movie, we only see Curtis, his natural brother. Also, he makes social mistakes that don't make it to the movie. From there, lots of characters are eliminated. 3 of the most important ones who remained in the book are Steve Shasta, Mrs. George, and ASB President Kenneth Kwan. Steve Shasta is the big man on campus and a soccer star who shows the transition away from American football. Mrs. George is a thoughtful writing teacher who interacts with her students at crucial points. Kenneth Kwan leads many of the events in the book. He's like other characters of ethnic groups different from Crowe's own. Crowe portrays him well without leaning into his ethnicity. The second set of changes from the book to the movie was locations. Most of them moved indoors, likely for budgetary reasons and lighting control. You can film faster in a studio than you can outside. Grad night at Disneyland was eliminated, along with the expense of filming there. A cheaper theme park would still have been expensive. Ridgemont High mirrors Claremont High, where Cameron Crowe wrote the book. It is a series of buildings with lots of open space. The movie is set in an older school with most of the classes in one building. In the book, Rat approaches Stacy for the first time when she is working at a table outdoors during lunchtime. In the movie, she's inside at Perry's Pizza in the Galleria. In this third section, we'll look at why the movie was a success. It did well because Gen X thought it was about them, and the boomers knew it was about them. Cameron Crowe had a strong sense of the times. The soundtrack of the book is almost all classic rock, except for the Elvis Costello song, Watching the Detectives. The movie has more of the new wave, opening with the Go-Go's singing We Got the Beat. The book was about Crowe's time taking notes at Claremont High during the 1979-1980 school year. The movie came out in 1982, and the first class of Gen X graduated in 1983. But if you really need convincing that this is a boomer movie, just look at this guy. He's boomer icon Ray Walston. Other generations have seen a severe teacher. But the boomers saw an old friend, My Favorite Martian. The show ran from 1963 to 66. It showed up in reruns in the 70s, but it didn't do very well. Casting Ray Walston as Mr. Hand was a specific shout-out to the boomers. This fourth section looks at the controversy around the movie with some spoilers. The left in the U.S. takes it as pro-abortion. Yes, one is portrayed, but Cameron Crowe, while he must have views on the subject, sticks to the dictum of Howard Hawks. If you want to send a message, try Western Union. The book is more nuanced with smarter characters. In contrast to the movie, Stacy goes to the free clinic for birth control, which Crowe describes in great detail, right down to the brand names. From there, we have some ambiguity about whether or not it failed, or if she took it regularly. The book is similarly detailed about the process of an abortion at that time. The author also includes Stacy's pains and bodily adjustments afterwards. The movie shows her enter and leave the clinic, leaving out the rest. The movie also shows babies at the field trip to the hospital as a nod to what might have been. The hospital field trip in the book opens with the students going to the lab. Mr. Vargas' line about from birth to death is there, but no babies are shown. Crowe nailed the emotions surrounding the subject perfectly. His work mirrors my own rude awakening on the subject. I lost my first quarter of college to a serious illness. I nearly died and had to go home. When I came back to school, I had to frequently visit student health for tests to track my recovery. Over time, I got to know the people there, and we would talk. One day, my banter was met with silence. I looked around and saw a bunch of young women seated on one side of the waiting room. They were dead silent. At that time and place, they would have been there for pregnancy tests. Such things were not over the counter. Student health did not do anything close to surgical interventions. In later visits, I would look around the room before I said anything. I saw a few more groups like that, different women every time, always upperclassmen. I never saw any of them anywhere else, but I still haven't forgotten, after more than 40 years. We've made it to Claremont High School and the 5th section. In the San Diego area, high schools have historically been open in the off hours for everything from youth sports to tests for employment. Claremont has been a center for more of that than most schools. Consequently, I spent more time there than I did at Patrick Henry, which was also mentioned in the book, and closer to my home. Although I knew that Claremont was Ridgemont when I went there, I did not see anything that made it stand out. Cameron Crowe's Ridgemont High is similar to the Salinas of John Steinbeck, and that the author took an ordinary place and made it interesting. Beyond that, the book was very much in San Diego. The school paper was named after The Reader, an alternative newspaper from around 1970 that exists to this day. Spicoli heads up the coast on 5, which is an inland highway once you're past San Clemente in Orange County. At one point, some of the characters eat at the Chart House, which was founded by a previous generation of surfers, first in Colorado in 1961, and then more famously in San Diego in 1968. The movie locations were shot to look like they could have been anywhere in California, but people from the LA area would recognize places like the Sherman Oaks Galleria, which would gain greater fame with the song Valley Girl in 1983. Have you read the book and seen the movie? What have you noticed?